Welcome to the stream. The last announcement of today is the new patch. It's right here, right here, and it's the patch number 5.24, one of the last of season 5, guys. We're coming so close to the 6.0. So there's the bullshit about the new skins, although they're really good. We tried Syndra on stream when it was in the PB. It's so cool, and the Gnar is super good. Didn't check the Bard though, but Bard looks really fine. Better than the skin that he has currently. So yeah, big announcement for 5.24. The Poppy, the Keeper of the Hammer will be updated with the launch of patch. Okay, so you'll check the Poppy. I hope you saw the champion spotlight. If you haven't, it's a mandatory thing, so stop what you're doing and go watch it after this video, of course. Go watch it. It's honestly good job, right? Like, that's all I have to say, and then you just give me your opinion when you see it. So first change is on Ash or Ashy. Q requires less stacks. Oh, okay, that's cool. Stacks required to activate 4 now, not 5. So a little up for Ash. Making her a little bit relevant because we kind of forgot her since the new patches. Now it's all about, like, we see a lot of MF, we see a lot of Kalista, Jinx a little less, Graves, of course. Graves, how can I forget Graves? But no, wait, whatever. Ash, it has been a little forgotten, and yeah, and we don't know. I don't know if this will cover everything, but this will largely increase her damage because the Q will be activated early on, so you just have to have 4 stacks now to activate the Q and do additional damage on every hit. Second change then goes to Anivia. Anivia, which we don't see often, just as usual. We never saw her a lot anyway. And it's a change on the ultimate. So leash range is shorter and chill is for less. So chill duration is 1 seconds instead of 2, and maximum range is 1,000 instead of 1,200. Why? Why nerfing Anivia? Why nerfing her? Why nerfing Anivia? I don't get it. I really do not get it. Okay, well, just moving on. This is kind of weird. Let me just read that. Anivia synergized with the new Keystone Masteries are pushing her to pretty absurd levels of power, especially in the meta game where teams primarily rely on sieging tower to succeed. These changes are all about forcing Anivia to commit herself to danger if she wants to command the same level of respect in controlling and defending objectives. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I'll say it makes sense. It's true that the mastery is kind of OP on her, but still, like, actually, it could give her a good opportunity to be relevant in the game. So I don't know. I feel it's too bad. I'll say it's too bad. Moving on to Azir, who we don't see a lot anymore. Like, we used to see Azir, Victor, Azir all the time. So now, I don't know. Another patch, another set of bug fix for Azir. So only bug fix and nothing changed for Azir. It's only the same. But let's check it out. Fix the bug where Azir would command attacks before shoulder could attack. Okay. Shoulders no longer cheats attacks if they're unable to attack when commanded. So, okay, so basically a nerf. Azir now moves the shoulder and the opponent catches up to the team while traveling. Azir now moves with soldiers to their endpoints even if he catches up to them. Okay. That's okay. So that was a bug. I have never encountered this bug, but good to know that it's now fixed. So they should classify what is bug fixed and what is not. Even though it's under the champion, I think they should do that because it's kind of like, it's like, wait, what is that? Whatever. Moving on to Bard now. W ratio up. Meeps recharges faster. So there was already a buff last patch that we saw together, guys. Meeps are popping earlier now in the game, so you can just go throughout the map. Even before pulling for your jungle, you can just like go around the map and get like 2 to 3 before you have to commit to your lane. So the passive meat recharges every 8 seconds instead of 10, so you'll have a huge, like you have a good amount of presence now in lane. It's really important. It's really important so you can apply your slow wave, your basic hits. That's a good nerf, a good like buff, I guess, for Bard. Yeah, it will definitely make a difference. I feel like it's like he's kind of missing something. Bard has always his hits, okay, but it was every 10 seconds, and then it was just like, okay, if I can land a Q, okay, we can go and follow up on damage. If I can't, it's really hard, so I hit, but the slow is not very, has not very huge duration, so it's always hard to play Bard when you don't hit your Q very well. A little bit like Blitzcrank, like when you don't touch your Q, you lost so much pressure, but obviously you can't change Blitzcrank, because if you hook, the guy's dead. Most of the time. So, and it changed on the hill, so the Caretaker Shrines, the Caretaker's Shrine, this is twisted my tongue. Okay, whatever. Minimum ratio going up, and maximum ratio going up as well. Wow. Okay, so Bard definitely getting up there, like with the mastery that enhance the hills by in percentage. This is really nice. I mean, like, ratio used to be so low that sometimes we just forgot about using W around, and we just use it as a movement speed buffer, one in the hill. But that's definitely nice. So make sure you place them on team fights. You can make a huge difference. This is really impressive. Brand, we talked about it on stream a lot, guys. The damage is insane. Most likely, when you get into a very late game and you have like Liandry's, Rylai's, you do even more damage than everybody else in the team, which is not normal, I guess. So the cost of the Pillar Flame, so the W spell, is going up, going from a 70 to 110 mana, going up of 10 every level instead of 5. So not a major buff on early game. It both starts at 70 mana, but at the end it's 110. So maybe picking up a little mana regen, or even a Rod of Ages on Brent could be a good decision. So you can actually make sure you can spam those Pillars of Flame. But yeah, I guess it's a good. I mean, Rod of Ages if you're playing mid, but if you play support, it's good because the W used to be spammable and with not a lot of like mana cost, so it was really frustrating to play against the Brand. Now I feel like he's gonna have to use his W very carefully, or at least he will not be able to use it as much as he wants. So that's a good targeted nerf, I guess. Good job, Riot. It's good. I don't think it's enough, but we'll see how it goes. Still think the stun duration is too high. I really do. Besides that, we have Caitlyn. Headshot stacks faster at early levels. Okay. Attacks per headshot. So you have 6 attacks per headshots when it used to go for 765. So it's just okay. So I guess like early. So he buffs the early game, but there's the late game of Caitlyn. But I guess in late game you have more attack speed, so you do more attacks. So basically, it just ups your it ups a bit more your early than it nerfs your late, because you have more attack speed in late game. Interesting change. Why not? I mean, why not? Why not do this? It would probably put Caitlyn a little bit better and closer to the MF and Graves tier, which for me are like God in the ADC right now. Moving on now to Dr. Mundo, who is making a huge comeback into the season that we forgot for like a good year now. We haven't seen a Mundo in a while. So Q deals less damage to monsters, E requires more ranks to scale, and no longer works on towers. Wow. Okay, interesting. So let's see the changes in the Q. So Q is the machete. It's what you throw at enemies that you don't like. Or the briefcase. You have the Mundo. What's the skin name? Well, the most expensive skin. Okay, let's put it this way. So Q and health damage is slightly nerfed in early game. going to 18.23 to 17.5 to 25.5. It's percentages, so it actually makes a little sense. I don't even know if this makes a lot of sense, like, because this is the first spell you max usually, and you still get to 25, and this is not a huge thing. Like, this is not a huge thing. It's not a huge deal. Maximum damage to monsters, and you don't do maximum. Okay, so it's a nerf of Dr. Mundo jungle. Even though I'm more of a fan of Dr. Mundo top. So careful in the jungle. Make sure you know that you deal less damage in late game. Again, like, I don't think it's really useful to know that, because in late game, like, you just don't give a shit about the jungle. You just like clear it so fast, even without even thinking about the infested cleaver. And Masochism is removed. I'm gonna wreck it. No longer works on Structure, so you can't head bang the tower to do additional damage, and the ratio goes to increases into ranks of spell. It goes to 3 to 5% maximum health instead of 5 at every rank. So a little nerf of overall Dr. Mundo. Well deserved though, because Mundo is really strong right now. And I think it's a really well targeted nerf. No biggie, no big deal. Yeah, I think it's a well done balance change on Mundo, who was a little bit off this season. Next is Eco. So the passive Z drive resonance. So the passive, the things that lets you, like, when you stack 3 attacks, you get a bonus movement speed, and you do an additional magical damage to a single target. Fix the bug where Sand and Devour didn't apply correctly. Okay. Basically, just a bug fix. Again, they should classify bug fix, champion change. Because this is not a patch, like, this is not just a patch note. Like, this is just a bug. I don't know, I feel like they should make a cologne, like, just a part where there's just the changes, and then part where there's just the bug fix. Other than that, so Ekrim, less health, only unites during E. Only ignores unit collection during E. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So base health has been nerfed. A little bit, I guess. Health growth stack nerf as well, so less HP for the little horse. The passive, okay, so he collides with units now. He does, but not when he's under E, basically. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much everything that was going on with Ekrim. Jinx as Jinx Rocket Roots Jinx for less. So it's only on the Q on Switch Arrow, Fishbone Cast 0. Okay, so you can switch faster from 4 milliseconds, and fix a bug with Hurricane, Renan, and Hurricane bolts are now mini rockets while using fish. Wait, who cares about this? I don't get it. So basically, instead of having arrows popping in Yunnan, you have mini rockets. Huge deal. Huge deal. Okay, however, Carthus, Wall of Pain slows down decays. Okay, slows drop to half thickness after 1 second. Okay, cool. That's actually really interesting, is that now you have to hit the guy with the Wall of Pain, so you can have maximum slow, and then after 1 second it just goes down. Makes a lot of sense, because we used to be slow a lot, but again, like, Carthus was not a big deal until recently, so I guess it's a really good targeted ban. Ban. Why did I say ban? Just nerf. Kindred. Wait, we have Kindred, Kog'Maw, Malzahar, Doctor E. Oh my, there's so much changes, guys. So huge patch before the season 6 starts, I guess. Kindred, the W heal down, yeah, that was a little too much. So it just goes down from level to level. Big nerf on early game. Wow, that's really surprising. Going from 63 to 43. And the arc cooldown is up. Okay, this does make sense, even if it's just like 10 seconds for the level 16. it was just too much. Like Kindred ult was very hard to like. I feel like there's not a time when you didn't have to deal with the ult, and it needed a little bit of cooldown up, especially in the early levels when Kindred could just dive, and dive. So yeah, good targeted nerf as well. Interesting, but I don't think it's enough. I think it should be a little more than that. No, actually, it's less. Wait. Okay, so it goes up here, but then it's less at the end game. So wait, this is hard actually. Well, this is actually I'll say. So basic Kindred could dive less, but she can like take a lot more risk in late game and surprise the enemy, because a minute and 30 seconds is really and 40 seconds is really nothing. Like, I don't know, it's surprising. We'll see how it goes. I'm not personally a Kindred player, so I don't have any idea of like how often can you die. Like, I have the feeling of how often you can use the ult, but 100 seconds on the ult level 16 seems like a lot, especially when it's the time to take a lot of advantage and try to pick up people, so you can get objectives. I feel Kindred is going to be a very crucial jungle, just to crush people. So moving on, Kog'Maw so Kog'Maw is really one of the ADC I haven't seen at all since the new patch. So let's see what they did. So they changed the Bioorganic Barrage, so the spells that needed a change. They removed the attack speed ratio. No longer deals a 1.25% per 100 attack damage of the target maximum health as magic health. Now deals 2% of the target maximum health as magic damage. Oh, that's cool. That's really good actually. So basically the W attack damage ratio is gone, okay? But now it has like a base damage. Like, it's like now it's 2% of your maximum health as magic damage. That's it. So yeah. Okay, now moving on to Malzahar. I'm just trying to figure out if I got everything right here. So yeah, it's pretty much it. It's a really good up. I think it will definitely put Kog'Maw back on track. So interesting change. I think this was not necessary at all. This needed to be done. And I feel like now you can play AP Cog with some like Nashor's Tooth. There could be a really nice build for that. But yeah, whatever, you can try it. Oh wait, actually like AD is better, I think, because AP you just spam R. You're trying to be really safe in the back lane. Okay, moving on. W damage down. So Malzahar has been huge lately. I haven't seen a lot of it ever since we changed the patch. And yeah, like the W is pretty fucked up when you think about it. Like early on, you think it's a little damage, not scary at all, but on late game, it just melts the tanks. It's crazy how Malzahar in late game can just one shot. If it's a tank, if it's not a tank, if you have a little AP and you have a Lion Tree, you can crush anyone with, like, if you do a full combo on him. So this is really smart. Just putting down the percentage of the target maximal health damage, going from 4 to 4 on early and 8 to 6. So nerfing by 2%. I'm saying like what is important is 8 to 6 basically, because this is the spell you max the last, and that affects a lot in very late game because it's maximal health. So 8 to 6 is very noticeable in terms of damage. So it's an actual good nerf. We don't take down the E, which is really like the signature of Malzahar. He needs that to farm and stuff. The Q is always nice to poke and is very unique as a silence. And of course the R. But W needs a nerf. He needs a nerf or a change. But this is a really well done nerf from Riot. Moving on to Master Yi now. Just a tooltip bug. So this is just making and Yi had an AP ratio since 2013 tooltip. Okay. So meditate, AP ratio goes down by half, so less regeneration, much needed by Master Yi. A little too much, man. It was when he dies you, he has like one health bar, and just regenerate everything before the turret hits him. That's really frustrating. So thank you, Riot, for listening to the community again. Nice. Uh, okay, so basically, wait, am I wrong here? Clear that this is not just a tilt bug, and he had this. Oh, this is just a tilted bug, and he had this AP ratio since 2013. Okay, whatever I say, guys, just forget it. I was complete stupid. So basically, the ratio has always been this, but it was also like it was just like on the tooltip, it was just showing this, but it has always been this. Okay, basically. So this is again a bug fix, like a tooltip bug, I guess. Misfortune, we talked about it earlier, guys. It's one of the top tier ADC right now, doing a shit lot of damage with a 100% crit chance on the Q. If you kill a minion and someone is behind, the guy behind will take a crit 100% of the time. Huge mess. It's so pokey. I had like on stream, we did it. I touched twice a Twitch and he died from 2 crits. And I had Essence Reaver. He just died, disappeared. So they're not targeting the Q spell, which is really interesting. W and E. W attack speed is nerfed in early game, but still 100% in late game. I mean, I don't think this was needed. I think the Q was pretty much like stupid. Like it was stupid. It was stupidly strong. But yeah, this will make you. That will make sure that you will build an actual attack speed item, even though on late game you still have 100% more, and you will have to make a good use of the left tap. That's pretty much it. Make it rain. The slow is going down on early game, and still the same on late game. So very noticeable in early, going from 28 to 40, from 40 to 28, but at the end of the day, it's still the same. So yeah, we're still not gonna max this. Make It Rain is really, I mean, it's so slow that just avoids you to have gank, or just allows you to take the last hit of someone. So not a change to make. This is not a huge thing to care about. For me, like what we needed to change on Misfortune was really the Q spell. I think like Q spell was very the thing that needed a change. Moving on to Nidalee, Q damage up. So Nidalee has completely disappeared. We saw a little bit at Worlds. We saw a lot during the whole season, the last summer split, and now it completely is gone. But they're gonna up the Javelin Toss, so in human form, your Q spell. The damage goes up early on, is the same on late game. This is base damage basically, so no ratio involved. And the maximum damage, so when you're max range, okay, when this is what you're trying to do with Nidalee, you go a lot more on early game, so you go from 150 to 180 to a maximum of 390 for the same. So still the same stuff, no big deal there. You just have a lot more when you upgrade it to actually every level has been upgraded, okay, except the last one. Yeah, I said the last one. So you have a less bigger jump here, but still. This is going to be huge for Nidalee, who was having a huge lack of power. Basically, Nidalee, it's rather you give her damage, rather you give her health. Red is going with the damage. It's pretty much it. Like, now she has to deal with it, because Nidalee needed one of those two things, because she was really squishy, and she was not doing a lot of damage. So, I mean, Nidalee could go back to poke, I guess, but I don't know. I don't think she has her place in the jungle anymore. So we'll see how it goes. Quinn, interesting champion, very interesting champion with the new ultimate that she has, allowing her to move around. A lot of damage on the Q spell, so apparently we're going to talk about this. And in general, the base attack damage has been nerfed by 2. So if you're very detailed on your last hit, be careful. You have to wait for 2 health less before last hitting. And now the Q damage and ratio are decreased, and the cost is increased. A huge nerf on the Q spell. Holy moly macaroni, man. Base damage has gone super low. The ratio has gone super low. Not super low, but lower, I guess. Still 1.2 though. It's really good, level 5. And the cost of mana going up to 70 mana. Wow. I think, okay, so this is okay, but this, I think it's kind of fucked up, because the ultimate, like, basically sucks up your mana, and I feel it's a really risky move from Riot to again increase Queen, because I mean, we just saw Queen for the first time in solo queue. We used to see it so rarely, and I feel I'm gonna say goodbye to her again. So this, I guess you have to use Sense River and crits now to play Quinn, so you can regen when you hit, and you can Q spell when you want. I'll say bold move, right? I think this will just disappoint the Quinn players a lot. Rammus, who is coming back to the jungle now. We see it more and more, just because it's a really good tank, and we tend to have more tanky jungle now with like Mundo, the coming back of Jarvan, for example, Rammus. So the Q slow and champion hit radius down. So Q slow duration is 2%. So when you get bump, you are slowed for 2 seconds instead of 3. Champion hit radius 250, so you can't hit just like a massive amount of champion. It's probably going to be down to the first and maybe the one right next to it, but ratio is going down. This is really, really intelligent from Riot. And new escape from the minions. No longer freaks out when trying to path around minions when powerballing. Okay. So you're not going above the minions, you're just like intelligently going around it or something. I mean, you just basically don't freak out. Okay, that's what they say. No freaking out. What do we have now? Riven, health regen up, so no big deal. It's just reaching more. Riven buff though, that's pretty surprising. So first Riven buff in a month. Severe W ratio up. Severe having a horrible time getting into the Summer's Rift, just being out tiered by a lot of ADC. The ricochet, the W, so is gonna go up in ratio from all the stages in the game. So just vary a little bit. In late game, you go for 0.1 and above, so it's not that bad actually. I'm really glad. I feel it's something that Sivir needed. Yeah, I think this is what Sivir needed actually. Perfect. So yeah, go play in Sivir and go win some solo queue games just to prove I'm right. What else, guys? Skarner, again a tanky champion has come back ish because it's always been like really valuable and played. E always works. Okay, so the E always works, so that's cool. And the R ratio is down. So you do less attack damage when you click R on someone. From a lot. Wow, almost divided by 2, man. Holy shit. Going from 1 to 0.6. So big nerf on Skarner on the damage. But he still has his R, and he does a lot of damage. So it's still valuable, but just like make sure you have a good amount of damage in your team. So you make sure you one-shot the guy who you impale, because you don't personally do as much damage when you impale someone. So, before picking Skarner, make sure you have a good follow-up on your ult if you really want to play it. Really, really important. Going down to the Soraka, guys, the player that has made me nightmares over nightmares because you cannot ever kill the bot lane because of her. It's crazy. So I hope... Oh my god, I hope the nerf is good. So the Q ranges down. Okay, so it's not the hill, but the Q ranges down, so less poke from Soraka. But less regen from her because she can't really go close now. So I guess it's a nerf of the hills as well because she can't really sustain herself. Before she had a huge range on the Q, so we see... I don't know what is 800, but it's hell of a less than 950, so we'll see how it goes. Good nerf from Soraka. What else? W, so the hill, the target hill. The costed mana is higher, doubled in early. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. So that's good. That's really good, actually. Really good. It was just stupid how Soraka could do so much early gun. Impossible to kill her, especially with the new mastery. It was just stupid. So higher cost of mana for that bitch. And that's it. And the R is just no longer remove grievous wounds. Okay, so that's okay, cool. So just a remove stuff on the R. I'm not sure of what this is. I'm sorry. Not sure. Wait, grievous wounds. I think I know what it is. Let me just check it. Curious wounds. Oh yeah, okay, no, okay. Oh, never mind. I don't know. Like, I didn't know the term in English. Not being my first language. Basically, grievous wounds is the debuff that reduces your self healing by 40%. So you can find it on Katarina, for example, and many champions. So the R doesn't remove it anymore. Cool. Swain. Now, Swain that I've seen a lot that I like to contemplate with Kennen, for example, in solo queue that we saw. Uh, Swain W duration lowered at early ranks. Okay, cool, cool. Uh, W duration lowered at early ranks. Oh, the stun. Okay, okay, the stun, not the cooldown. Okay, so the root duration goes from 1 second. Okay, so Swain is staying. Like, you have to know that the W stays at level 1 till level 15. No, until level 13. At level 13, you start upgrading this. Because you have to the E and the Q. So that's a really interesting nerf on Swain. For the matter, we'll see how Swain player respond to that. It's hard to. I mean, 1 second leaves you time to E and Q, but not to do a lot of damage with your R and overall like not allowing a lot of ganks. They could go from 1.5 to like 2.5 or something. But no, 2.5 will be too much. Well, I guess it's good. We'll see how it goes. I don't think this. Actually, I don't think this would need to be changed at all. I think 2 seconds will be good enough. Okay, we'll see. Tahm Kench is a huge. I mean, it's a huge. It used to be banned a lot. So we'll see what he does. So they changed the Devour. Basically, the W no longer gives movement speed running away. Okay. Away from enemies while delivering an ally. Why are they doing this? So you don't gain any movement speed running away from... Okay. So you can't really save someone anymore? Or save yourself? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I guess interesting. Tahm Kench did not really need it, that nerf. I guess other stuff are nerfable on him, but Riot chose to go for that. So, I mean, it was really bad, and I think like this was really frustrating to some jungler and stuff. So I guess it's a well-targeted nerf as well. But I think other stuff needed to be changed on Tahm Kench, just as like his damage on his Q, his early tankiness, and his shield. Which I think are really broken on him. Okay, Riot decided to go for that. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. Whatever. TF. Wow. How long I haven't seen TF in a patch note in a while. The Q have been changed in late game. Okay, I understand. The poke was too much. Poke was way too much on early game as well. So basically all the game except the first rank. So you go from 60 to 240 instead of 260. So less poke in late game. I feel like when you get touched by wild cards, you just like have to go back when you're in ADC or something. And well, like you're not supposed to take them originally, but sometimes it just happens, and it does just too much damage, even though you have a little bit of MR. So base damage just reduced. Xin Zhao. We talked about off-tank bruiser jungle earlier. Xin Zhao being one of them. Now we have the comebacks of Xin Zhao, Jarvan, and Lee Sin. Very coming back to this Summoner's Rift. It's always interesting. So the Q has been debugged, I think. Sorry about that. Fixed the bug where 3 talent strikes were incredibly slow. Okay. Attacking, that probably refreshes the bow direction. Okay, so just a fixed bug, no big deal. And the last champion being changed is Ziggs. The passive damage to structure up. So, oh, nice. So your passive, so the big bomb you send every 13 seconds or so, I think. Damage to structure is now up to 100% instead of 50% of the damage. So, I mean, the meta is really oriented towards getting early towers, early structures really fast, and I think Ziggs could be a very interesting pick now that you have this. It's a huge amount of damage in the structure, especially on late game. I feel like Ziggs is gonna do a lot of damage. Like we're gonna see the hit, and we're gonna see the huge yellow bar on those inhibitors and towers. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I think Ziggs is coming back, guys. I think this is huge. Actually, I think this is really interesting to think about. And other than that, what we have some nerf on. We have some changes on the jungle. Non-epic monster, excluding the Rift Scuttler, has been monster health growth by level. So the growth by level has been nerfed. Okay. The Great Krug has been up by 10. Base armor nerf. So this is just like equilibrium, I guess. You will take as much time as you used to clean it. And the Mark Wolf, the wolf basically has been just equilibrium, like just balance, I guess, just like the Krug. What else, guys? The Rift Herald. Okay. Eye no longer stays open in executive range. Killing and no longer automatically grants Doom's eyes. Instead, Reno now drops an eye relic on the ground for the killing team, granting Doom's eye to the player that picks it up. Oh, that's really interesting. That's really Dota-like. Like when you kill the Roshan, it leaves something on the floor, and the one who picks it up. Okay, cool. But when it says for the killing team, it means that you can't steal it. Like if I flash and click on it and pick it up, do I get it? Questions. Okay, question, guys. And no Herald's now grants Nunu a buff when consumed. Okay, so missed around that. But this is really interesting. It means like sometimes you do mistakes and you don't give it to the right people. Now it's clear that it's something on the floor that someone can pick it up. So it just makes sense. Okay. So fix a bug, fix an issue. The amount of time before a war regains vision after being disabled by a lens has been extended by 1 second. Okay, so a little nerf on that. No more Scarbush. The attacker will now seek out the plants and themselves into the bush instead. Okay, that's huge. I hope this works. Monsters no longer push away wards in their path outside of the starting position. Okay. Okay. Now to move on to items. So we talked about wards. Banner of Command, dollar bills, y'all. What the fuck? Totem now tells you how much gold you're promoted. Okay. So, health down. Oh no, I love this item. Deadman's Blade, who's getting nerfed by 100 health. It's huge, actually. It's huge. It's like 2/3 of a ruby crystal, so it's not bad at all. Good nerf, I guess, and it was needed. Gimsu, a Rage Blade, then the area is range down. That's actually pretty smart. The range was so, like, if a wave was really well lined up by hitting the it was way more than the Tiamat, for example. It's just like by hitting the caster, you could have touched the melee minions, and vice versa. It's really crazy. I've been talking a lot, guys. My throat is like, please go drink some water. Now Essence River. Essence River changed the critical strike to cooldown reduction conversation rate. So the maximum 20% bonus cooldown reduction is now reached at 30% crit chance from other sources. Okay. Okay. Bonus cooldown reduction per point of critical strike changes from another source now increased as critical change from other sources increased. I no longer get flat value. Okay. At 20% critical strike chance from other source, 2/3 of the max. Essence River gets 10% a bonus cooldown reduction, half of the. Okay. So basically, Essence River IE will be good. Essence River. Like Fire Cannon, I guess, could be good as well. Basically, you need a crit when you do Essence River as soon as possible. Really interesting new things from Riot. This is really interesting. The Zeal, the cost is going up by 100. Combined cost is going up by 100 as well. Okay, this just makes sense with this. So this means that when you get the combat gloves and the dagger, you need 600 more to complete the whole thing. So no change on the dagger or the gloves. no deal on that. And total cost of all item building of the Zeal are also increased by 100. So okay, so Zeal is just gonna cost more. Letter nerf of the ADC because they were just too strong and way more stronger than the bruisers and the mages on early game. So this is actually a really intelligent thing done by Riot here. It was just too much, and 100 gold just makes it a little delayed, and it makes total sense. Trinity Force then increased by 100, but the combined cost is decreased by 100, so basically the total cost is unchanged. We don't want to nerf Trinity Force, of course we don't. You don't ever want to do that. You don't ever want to do that, guys. Of course you don't want to do that. Moving on to Energize Attack Proc. Oh, that's an interesting mechanics actually in the game. Not just the greatest damage of your Energize attack, but the first target hit rather than all the damage. Okay. Alright. Damage from Shard, Static Shiv, and Rapid Cannon no longer stacks. Okay. So it just stacks the effects still do. So it just picks the one who does more damage. Okay. Phantom Dancer, more attack speed from 5%. Oh wow, that's actually really interesting. So yeah, people just forgot about this item now that it was kind of irrelevant, just because of the cost and the bonus. Now more attack speeds can actually make the difference. Farsight Alternation, a well picked item now that we see a lot. Longer cooldown, less vision, much needed. Reliction line, spools, passive spools of war. Enchantment can no longer be executed. Okay, great. Devour. Oh, let's talk about this. Enchantment Devour. Now probably gives you fast attacks for assist on Rift Herald. Kills give fast attacks, but assists we're giving 1. Oh, okay. So, whoa, that's actually a big deal. Wow, it was just giving 1? I didn't know that. I don't play jungle that much, and I don't play jungle that. If I play jungle, I don't play the one who need Devour because I just think it's boring to play that. Okay, great. And I think we just have to masteries. What do we have left? Pathing is just whatever. This is just about the minions. And first minion wave equality. Minions won't gang up on a single enemy when no enemy are present. Okay. Single enemy minion when no enemy. Okay, cool. And we have a change on the masteries. So on the ferocity tree, feast is going up. I just want to see the last ones. So this one, for example. So those ones. No, now only stacks on champion hits. Okay, minion stacking. Okay, using ability no longer grants stacks of fervor. Okay, so this is the stuff that gives you a little more AD every time. And stacks per 10. Okay, melee attacks now grants double stacks of fervor. Interesting for people like Zed and Yasuo. Even though Yasuo really like shines on the critical stuff, the critical hit stuff. Hitting any champion with an ability grants 2 stacks. Okay, even for ranged, that's cool. Adding a particles upon reaching my. Okay, this is just a UI stuff. A design stuff. Bug fix on this one. Deathfire touch. So this is for the APs. Okay, so the duration is 4 seconds now. Okay, but damage stays the same. So this basically tells you that you can counter it with a potion. Basically, like you can counter it more with a potion. The area of effect duration is now 2 seconds, so a little up, and persistence damage duration on 1 second, so a little F. No big deal on that. Just a little equilibrium. Instead, for this, really interesting the fact that you can hit 2 stacks now for cooldown for champion hits. It's really nice. Wow, my voice is so like I've been talking a lot. Cutting tree, armor penetration and fundamental ratio is increased. Okay. New assassin mastery for assassin. Wind speaker blessing changed to flat from percentage scaling. Okay, so new assassin. You deal when you know allied champions are near you. Okay, so this is good for split pushing, I guess. Precision. How near though? Because I feel like you can see when someone is flanking you because of that. We'll see. Precision, fundable decree. Okay, so this is important. The ratio has been up. That's actually okay. Hello, Rise player, are you here? Yeah, you might want to read that. Adding a particle and animation. Okay, no one cares. Armor and magic resist on shields and hills. Okay, that's really important. So instead of being a percentage, it's just flat. Thank God, that was much needed. Level is taken from the highest between the caster and the target. Okay, cool. This is actually makes sense. Resolve tree. So this is the one on the right. Underlying. Oh, sorry about that. Hello. Let's just go back, guys. I'm sorry about that. On yielding bonus. Okay, explorer movement speed and brush and river goes by 3. So no big deal here except this. I like blocks turn off at 5%. This is just the one interesting. It goes from 15 to 5%. This is just a bug fix, and this is half bonus going from 4% to 45 flat. This is actually good for mage and stuff. That people that needs like mages that are really squishy, or if you have a very pokey champion in front of you. Now it's interesting to take that because it's no longer a percentage, and this can help you a lot on your early levels in lane. So guys, this is it. We covered so much during this video. Thank you so much if you got to the end. That is here. Honestly, so much changed to prepare us for the new season. Much needed though. I feel a lot of stuff have been very huge during the change, the past changes, and I think this will just equilibrate and like I don't say what I say equilibrate, just balance everything out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. This was the patch 5.24 rundown, I guess. I don't know. We just read it together. If you have any comments, just put it down below. If you want to tweet at me, everything will be on the description down below. Thank you very much for watching, and see you for the next patch.